Hi guys, so today I'm going to show you a really cool Halloween look. This works really good for couples or for groups that are going out together. And it's also a nice idea for men who I know struggle for what to dress up as on Halloween. For today's video, we're actually going to go through how we created Matt's look, which is just for something a little bit different and also to show you how we can tackle some of this stubble. And for any girls following along, it's exactly the same steps, but you can just add a few girly touches like I did, like a glitter eye and a bit of a pin-up look on the other side. So let's go back and show you how we did it.
Do it again.
So let's go back and show you how we did it.
There you go, done. Right, I'm going to bed.
So first we're going to take an eyeliner pencil and just going to draw a line down the centre of the face, because this is a split skull, so just take it all the way down and follow it to the bottom of the neck. Using the same pencil, we're just going to draw a shape around the eye socket. We're just mapping out the areas that are going to be black, so as you can see I am tracing a line across Matt's temple and down almost to where his cheekbone would be, leaving a slight gap because that's where we're going to fill in the jaw later, and I'm taking it down. You don't have to be too perfect at this time. Okay, so we're going to take a white cream face paint and using the beauty blender we're going to stipple that onto the skin between the lines that we've created. If you're applying makeup to stubble like I am, I would say apply a lot more pressure and also use a bit more product on the sponge. Build it up and take your time with this. You also want to take the colour down the neck, round the side and onto his ear a little bit. Next up, I'm using a black face paint. This is really cheap that I got from Asda, so you can use anything that you like. And taking a foundation brush, just because it gets good coverage quite quickly, and a little bit of water on there, just working that into the area that we outlined earlier. Around the temple area, you might want to take the colour into the hairline just so that it blends a little bit better. I'm taking a smaller brush now. This is just a normal eyeshadow brush, but with the same paint, and painting onto Matt's eye. Because it's sensitive around this area, I actually watered down the paint a bit more, and what we're going to do is build up the colour gradually. For the nose, I'm using the centre line as a guide and then creating almost like a triangle down to the other side of the nostril. Using the black from the Coastal Scents palette, I'm taking it over the eye area just because the face paint was quite glossy, so this will give it a nice matte finish. So using an eyeliner pencil, I'm creating a hollow between Matt's lips and then I'm going to drag it out to just above where we created the jawline earlier. For the teeth, again, I'm using the central line as a guide. If you'd seen my Sugar Skulls tutorial, you'd notice that this is a very similar process, so we're just going to work the teeth out from the centre line out towards the jaw. Leaving it like that would look a bit flat, so to add some more detail, I'm taking an eyeliner brush with the same black eyeshadow and just rounding off the edges of the teeth. The next stage is to blur the top of the lines, so now we're creating Y-like shapes at the top of each line, but dragging the colour up so that it gradually fades. I'm taking a very pale yellow shade from the Coastal Scents palette again, and this is just to add a slight detail of decaying teeth. I'm pressing it in using a sponge applicator. Next up, I thought the chin looked really pale here, so just with the excess eyeshadow I had on the brush, I'm just dabbing that onto the chin area. This will help blend the colour and add a bit more depth to the bottom of our skull. Moving up towards the top of the skull, we're going to create some detail around the eye socket. So as you can see, I'm using an eyeliner pencil again and creating almost a backward C shape and a curve around the eye. We're going to add some depth to this using a pencil brush and the black eyeshadow and dragging the colour from the really dark black that we used on the edge of the face and kind of pulling it along the line, gradually fading it out. To really create some depth, I'm actually using a blending brush as well. This just softens the lines. The more that we can soften it, the more that it looks like shadows as opposed to harsh lines. Matt obviously loves what's going on. He doesn't really like having his makeup done, so I think it sent him a bit crazy by this point. I'm repeating the same kind of process on the top line, but just being careful to keep the underneath of it quite clean. We're going to create some shading around the hairline and temple area using the same pencil and blending brushes and black eyeshadow. I just use this time to just add some touch-ups, add a bit more shadow in places and create a bit more depth. What I did here was just drag out the colour from the eye so that it's not such a harsh line. I didn't apply any more eyeshadow or anything. This is literally the face paint being pulled out. Taking a liquid eyeliner now to add some details. You don't have to be precise here at all, just create some jagged lines. I would suggest doing it where there's areas of dark meeting the light, because that is where the skull would naturally have cracks. We're going to go back over that middle line because it's faded after we've been working on the face for this long. That's Matt noticing that I've smudged on his forehead. So a little tip, make sure your hands are clean when you're doing someone else's makeup. I'm tracing that same black line with a red lip liner pencil. You want to create this line thick in some areas and a bit thinner in others so that it's not too neat and precise and it kind of looks like bleeding skin. That's what we're going to try and build up. Using a brush, I'm dragging that colour away from the line and blurring it out. The more that we do this, the more sore the skin will look on the other side, which is the effect that we're trying to do. If you want to be really sophisticated, you could use latex or special effects. This is just meant to be a simple tutorial that you can do with things you've probably got in your makeup box already. I almost forgot about the neck, so I'm going to go in with the black eyeshadow on quite a big brush. I'm just going to blend a line all the way down the middle. Where there's a stubble area, I would say use circular motions to really work the colour into the hair. And that's it. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. I'll see you soon with some more videos.